morning everyone, welcome back to Holy Flop, and thank you to all my new subscribers. That really does mean a lot. And thank you for bearing with me, because I know I can be probably hard to listen to, because I do get nervous and I do mumble my words and then I forget what I'm going on about. I'm trying. Right, I want to talk about this, the bullying thing at the palace, the palace staff. Now, I just want to make one thing clear to everyone out there. I don't sugarcoat anything. If I love someone, or if I love a company or an institution, if they do wrong, I personally will tell them about it or talk about it, and I'll say, no, that's not right. I'm sorry, that's not right. It's not fair. I love you, but you need to sort this out. And the same goes with the royal family. I love most members of the royal family. Like many others, I've been out here defending the monarch, defending the Queen, defending everybody in the institution. And then we see this. So not only are these staff members feeling betrayed, I personally feel quite betrayed too, because I've been defending the monarch against the sugars, everything like that, and it looks like things are not going the way they should. The law should apply to everybody, not just us peasants, not just our commoners, not just us taxpayers. It should apply to the elite as well. Now, put yourselves in these people's shoes. How would you feel? Because if this was your son, if this was your daughter, bullied to the extent, I think I read once one had PTSD or something like that, but you know, bullying is bullying at the end of the day, and it should be held to account in every single workplace. If that was my company, right, and one of my staff members was bullying my staff to the extent that it made them extremely ill, and I did nothing about it and made them sign NDAs to say, shut up, you're not allowed to speak, you've got no voice, the Parliament would be going mad for a start, the public would be holding my firm to account, and I would probably lose the company. Just put yourselves in their shoes for a minute. All the ones that, keep defending the reasons why the royal family will not take action, like proper action on this, or give their staff a voice. When it comes to bullying, to the extent, the law rises above any NDAs. And that law still should apply to elitist companies and the royal family. How would you feel if you were told you're not allowed justice after you've been loyal and done your best for that institution? You've worked hard, you've been a good member of staff, and then all of a sudden this scumbag comes along and starts bullying you, and then you're told you're not allowed a voice, you're not allowed justice. How would you feel? You'd feel pretty betrayed, wouldn't you? And this, again, is really going to put people off wanting to work for the royal family. This in itself is going to put people off. I'm sorry to say it, but it's true. I'm only factual. If you don't like it, go somewhere else. Because on my channel, I do not sugarcoat anything, and I will say things as it is. So, staff, probably because they signed NDAs, they're not allowed a voice. They're not allowed to take this any further, basically. And I know there's a reporter, his name ends in Valentine, I think. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of work with these victims, and he's been looking after them, basically, when they should have been looked after by the palace. We heard reports that Andrew bullied staff as well. Yeah, I can imagine that, because he is an arrogant, pompous git. One, there was no discipline with that boy, and two, it just seems like everyone keeps covering everyone's arse. and victims are suffering. Why? Why are they allowed to do it? That's what's really, really bugging me. And even Jason feels that, he's been let down. The staff have been let down. They may have got their private law firm or whatever, but that's not justice, is it? Markle is allowed to keep going around bullying everyone, and she's never allowed to be held to account because no one's allowed. It's like everything's been cherry-picked. The same with Diana. Let's all cherry-pick. Let's all blame her. No. People don't understand how mental abuse works. Diana, for example, she was bullied. She had no one. She was mentally abused at a very young age, right? And then she marries Charles and is mentally abused by him and his lover. No wonder she went off the rails. So stop the Diana bashing, otherwise you're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. Because you go around, ranting about Meghan bullying staff, but it's okay for it to happen to Diana, isn't it? It's okay that everyone slanders her. No, enough already. You've got no idea the results of mental abuse. It can drive some people crazy, especially when they're being ignored, especially when they're not getting the support they need. So enough of this Diana bashing. Don't cherry pick. Right, sorry about that, guys. So yes, that's just my opinion, how I feel about this whole situation. The law should apply to every single firm, every single workplace, not just the commoners. It applies to the elite as well. Like I said, if that was me or you, we'd be blooming held to account. We'd be all over social media. Yeah, and I know the royal family are trying to avoid that, but hold on, they're not making anything better. They're just making it worse by burying it even more. This should have been dealt with from start to finish and shown the world that you can look after your staff, that you support your staff, and that you will not silence them. Because that's what they're doing. They're silencing staff. And for them not to be allowed a voice, I really would hate to think how them people are feeling right now, being told yet again they're not allowed justice. It's not acceptable. I love the royal family, but like I said, even if it's my own family, and say like my brother, for example, did wrong, just because he's my brother, I'm not going to say to people, oh, you're not allowed to say anything. I'd say, no, Adam, that's bloody out of order. You deal with it the right way and you let these people have their justice. No, I don't think Meghan's blackmailing the royal family either. I think she knew that they're weak in this department and she took advantage of it. What the Queen should have done was stand up straight away and said, no, you're not going to get away with this. And shown the world that it's a company you want to work for, because this is going to put a lot of people off. People all over the world, oh, I'd love to work for the royal family. It must be really, a really lovely job. And then they see this and know that they're not going to get supported. They're not going to get justice if anything happens. No, it's not acceptable. And something needs to be done. We need to remind the royal family, and, well, maybe it's not the royal family themselves, well, it probably is, but say like the staff, the chiefs or whatever, they need to know that the law also applies to them. You can't just go around silencing people because you don't want to be in the papers or, don't want to create a drama or look vindictive. No, you're making yourself look vindictive towards your staff by doing this. You're having the opposite effect. Now, I hope these victims are getting the help they need from outside the institution. I really hope they're getting the help they need, because I really, really feel bad for them that they're being treated in this manner. And Markle, again, is allowed to get away with it. Yes, karma can be a bitch, but karma can take a very long time. And sometimes it's just not acceptable when people say, oh, well, karma can be a bitch, because 20 years' time, justice might actually be done. By that time, the victims may have died or moved away, they're still suffering. No, if bullying's going on in the workplace, it has to be dealt with the right way, not hidden, not buried just because you don't want the embarrassment or don't want to look vindictive. No, you're having the opposite effect. And a lot of royalists, I'm sorry to say it, you need to face reality and you need to face facts that this is actually happening and it's not fair and it's not right. How would you feel if that was you? Would you be, oh, that's okay, I'll suffer in silence because I love the institution and, you know, I hate saying anything bad about them. I hate being realistic. I hate being factual. Because that's what it is really, isn't it? So I don't care if I get attacked for this. At the end of the day, at least I'm a royalist that's got the guts to admit where there's a problem. And I know I'm not the only one. So anyway, guys, thank you for listening to my rant. Yeah, look, stress and trauma. Bullying is horrible and it can leave victims literally paralysed with fear. And this is why it's so important that every single company, institution is there for their staff and allows them and walks with them into court to hold the scumbags to account. That's what bosses and firms should be doing, is leading their staff, being the leader, not the boss. There's a very, very big difference. Anyway, guys, rant over and I'll see you later. Thanks for watching.